So I went out a little later, which is why we're starting here. My house is all the way down that road, same road. So we're going from here to my house, which is roughly 1.3 miles. We'll enjoy the journey, and hopefully I find something interesting to think about. So, as for what I did today, not much. Worked out, watched some YouTube, read a little bit, finished the Bible. And yeah, that's really it. Made some new changes to my channel. Separated some playlists. I added, made other stuff into random stuff. Made a useless stuff channel, or playlist, for all the things that you legitimately do not need to watch. And then a playlist for somewhat humorous things, or intention, like the idea was humor-ish things, you know. Not that they're all funny, but just in case you're looking for some laughs. And I swear, these trees are all dropping rain, or at least residue from rain, but I cannot feel it. I have not gotten hit by a single drop, but it sounds like they're falling all around me. It's really weird. I guess they're just dropping onto other leaves. Oh, I can smell that sewage. It does not smell very good. Oh, yes, I did consider, of course, it wouldn't be my true self, but by putting on an accent, it would be more entertaining, and honestly, I do talk quite, well, yeah, I talk better than I normally do when I have an accent on. I don't know why. Like, using this accent, unless it's not something I particularly struggle with, like particularly, that's a little hard to say with this accent, versus nope, never mind, actually, particularly is a little hard to say in any accent, if you do it too fast, but by using an accent, it's more entertaining. So even during a quite boring stretch, you can hear the accent, and it is fun. So, perhaps by doing an accent, and especially by changing it up each video, you will be more entertained. Weird notches in the concrete there. I'm not sure how that happened. See, you can hear it. There's constant rain falling from these trees, but also cool moon. Got many pictures of this guy. Oh, I got hit by a raindrop. Left shoulder. Tango 6, targeted left shoulder. I should be alright. Beware of taking fire from all directions, primarily above us. These trees are relentless. They won't be giving up for hours. That rain was hours ago, but they have been falling down in these tiny little drops constantly. Sergeant, we might need some backup here. Perhaps a small umbrella to keep our glasses. Oh God. I sang a little too much today, so my voice is kind of gone. Yeah. I cannot maintain that accent. Nope, okay, not even gonna try. That hurts. I cannot maintain that accent. There we go. If I lower it, it's more comfortable. I'm not good at doing high-pitched voices, so when I lower my voice, it feels a lot more natural. Now this one sounds like one of two things. It either sounds like an AI-generated voice, or it sounds like the voice of some character from like a 2010 Xbox 360 game. You know what I mean? Just one of those generic... Whoa, slow down, bro. Why are you tailgating him? You'll be home in a second. Chill. So yeah, and if I do certain things and say certain words wrong, and then get the inflection wrong, then it sounds even more like an AI voice. Like what I'm doing right here. By saying certain words wrong, it sounds a lot like an AI voice. That's one easy way to determine whether a voice is AI or real. Of course, the quality of the video makes it pretty obvious to tell that it is not AI and is indeed me. But, mainly in a video, when they say something with the wrong inflection, or for instance, it is a sad tone, but they are not changing their voice, and their voice's tone stays consistent, whether it's a sad moment, or a happy moment, or a humorous moment, or a sarcastic moment, then you know the voice is fake, most of the time. One person I watch who needs more subscribers right now is Safe by Design. He's a brilliant YouTube channel, and his voice sounds a lot like AI. It is very unfortunate. He said he will try working on it. I gave him some tips. The main tip was to, of course, have proper inflection. If you say certain things like acronyms, better. Like if you say the NASA Association, then it sounds wrong. But if you say NASA or NASA, for instance, if I were to use this voice and I were to say NASA is working on a new thing, that sounds fine. But if I said NASA is working on or NSAA is working on a new thing, then it does not sound... Okay, now it's getting to me. Goodness gracious. That hurts my throat.
Time, 50 minutes, 56 seconds. Distance, 3 miles.
3 miles.
Average pace,
So,
16:59 per mile.
My standard distance, around 4 miles. This voice is a lot softer to do. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not making it sound raspy intentionally, like sort of like when you sing a 4 in a song. Really kind of push that air out of your mouth. Oh, that's the smell of sewage again. Gotta love it. Got to love it. So yeah, didn't do much today. And let's look at that. For the past 5 minutes, I've been able to stall time by simply using an accent. I suppose my theory does work. All right, we gotta pick up the pace. If we were to do 1 mile at a 17-minute pace, I would take 17 minutes, believe it or not. But at a pace like this, walking decently fast, it is 15 to 16 minutes. And I don't know how long I could drag the video out. So far, I've walked down nothing, but trust me, soon, once we get around that corner, around the roundabout, then you'll start seeing more than this. It won't be just a road. Of course, you can already start seeing houses. And right there, you can't see it because it's super dark, but there's a playground right there. Once you get around to the other side, where the light is hitting it from that back porch, you'll probably be able to see it. And also, instead of our typical frogs, which you may be familiar with if you watch my Walker Talks a lot, we're going to be having the frogs over there. You may be able to hear them. If not, trust me, you'll hear them soon. Alright, yeah, you still can't see the playground. Perhaps you can, given I boost the brightness and exposure. Right now, the slide is becoming visible because of how light it is. It's grey compared to dark green. Coming around the mountain, here she comes. Should be much easier to see. I mean, I could see it. Before that, I couldn't even see it. Yeah. It's quite visible now. With boosted brightness and exposure, you should well be able to see it. We're coming around that side where it's lit by those. It's even easier. May have saw the reflection off one of those seesaw seats. So, anyways. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Now that I've finished the Bible, and soon I'll be done with that driving course, Joshua's Law thing, I really won't have much to do. Work out once I finish the books I read. I suppose I'll do as mentioned and just go to educational YouTubers and watch all of their videos to learn things. Vsauce, Veritasium, technology connections, etc. Because what else better to do in your free time than learn about quantum physics and engineering and science and biology and all those things, yeah. La 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 la. La 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 la. There is the sound of the water flow from the pipes of some sort. I don't know if they're sewage or not. Sound of the pipes may be drowning out the sound of the frogs, so when you get around the corner, you will definitely hear the frogs. They are loud and persistent. Oh. Can you hear them? I don't know, because I don't know what kind of audio my microphone picks up. Now they're very easy to hear. Those brights are blinding. My goodness. Cannot see a thing. How rude. You're blinding me. Alright, can you hear the frogs? These frogs sound quite silly. I like them. Silliness is fun. I was having considerations about attractiveness. Again, I know I talked about it last time, but I really do find it fascinating. And I did a little more looking into it. And by looking into it, I mean a single prompt to ChatGPT, because I don't look into things. And it did give me a somewhat logical response. It said their facial features, you know, there's the positive association thing, which I still don't think applies that much. And they said that, you know, they're just unique enough to be... Now that I think about it, the response didn't make sense. Like, the logic was there, but the overall basis behind the logic wasn't. So, and now I'm doubting it. I really don't know why someone could be so beautiful and you're ever so attracted to them and they're just fascinating, but you can't figure out why. Why is it such? Very strange. Moon. Looks a lot cooler in the camera than it does in person, honestly. Typically it's the other way around. I always edit my photos to make them look more like real life. So in this case, the photo looks much cooler than it does in real life. For me, it's just a light, warm moon with a general grey, cloudy background. It's not all that flare going on in the iPhone. And there's the lit fountain. Frogs are still at it. But walking down this new stretch of land, at least for you, I could talk about much more. Oh, my voice is being strained and I'm not even doing a passing accent. Ugh. By the end of this, I might not be able to talk. 1 moment, let me cough. I coughed. Feels better. As coughing should do. Wow, those frogs are loud. They sound like squeaky toys. Road's clear. You should watch today's Daily Dose of Internet video. It is very close calls. And it makes you realize, goodness gracious, someone could be standing straight, looking forward, and you could be in a flashing, strobing, rainbow-colored neon device playing metal music loud enough to instantly destroy their ears, coming at them at 5,000 miles per hour, and they won't even notice. People will actually do not assume they can see you. Do not assume if you stand in the middle of the road and they are looking forward and you are waving your arms, wearing a bright shirt, they can see you. Because I swear to Lord, they cannot. The obliviousness of... Yes, we know. Because unlike those other people, I'm not oblivious, and I can very much hear your plea for whatever you are pleading for, frogs. You are very audible. Goofy, goofy frogs. But the thing that inspired telling you to watch that video is lifting left and right? No. Looking left and right. Like that, when you're going across the street. And keep doing it. Many comments in the video... What does that sound? I don't know. In the video, mentioned how no one looked left and right when crossing the street. And they almost died for it. And that's just the ones they showed. The ones they don't show are where people do die. Because obviously that would be against YouTube's terms of service. So yeah. People, it's amazing because they go, alright, I'm going to cross the street. There are lights coming from that direction and sounds. Let us look in this direction. There seems to be a large object approaching. I don't know what it is. And then just as they cross the area of the car, it goes right behind them. Just goes to show they are completely oblivious. It is fascinating. So yes, I would recommend it. I probably won't be effortful enough to put the link to the video in the comments. Just look up Daily Dose of Internet and you'll find it. That leaf looks like a dead rat, doesn't? A little shrew lying dead. Oh, it was soft. I thought it would be hard, but it was not, unfortunately. So it did not make a satisfying crunch. There's the fountain from afar. There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun. And I can't sing the song very well right now, because my voice is sore as hell. I'm gonna go around this loop. Every time I walk here, I just walk the normal path, but I feel like doing this. You go up into the parking lot for the tennis courts and basketball courts and volleyball courts and swimming pool and playground over there too. I don't know if they removed that or not. And there's actually a pass. There's a way to get across around. I don't know if it has a gate or not. I don't know. There's a way to go from here to over there. Hello, stop sign. As a law-abiding citizen, in most cases, I will do as you command. As though I am not in a vehicle, which is the only time a pedestrian is required to stop. Then again, you're not a pedestrian if you're not in a vehicle. I will still follow it. To follow the law even stronger than everyone else does. Because I am a super law-abiding citizen, except for the times when I am not. But that is very rare, and I can't recall when. But it most likely has happened. There are many laws that are ridiculous that you probably break and you just don't know about it. A lot of fireflies / lightning bugs out tonight. You know, the thing I like about this accent, and a couple others, is that they're so natural, they're not forced. I'm just kind of talking subconsciously, I'm not really thinking about what I'm saying. But the words just come out automatically, and it's so natural. You know, southern accent, or southern country, western, I don't know. But this accent, this one does take a little more conscious thought, but once you get into the flow of it, you will probably mess up a few words like I did just there, but overall, it ain't that hard to do. Is there something coming? Yes, there is. Be attentive. So yeah, I think lately I've been doing more country. I think this is a country accent, but when it's deeper and it's more drawn out, then you got a southern accent. So I was like, this is a southern accent. When it's faster and it's more twangy, like this, And he got a country accent. Yeah, brother. Country. Muscle shows got the swampus. Even known to pick a song or two. Yes, they do. And I can't remember the lyrics of that song. It is on my learning lyrics playlist because I cannot quite remember those lyrics. I highly recommend having a playlist for songs you need to learn the lyrics of. I had a literal headache when trying to learn the lyrics of Rock You Like a Hurricane because, oh my God. The lyrics to Rock You Like a Hurricane are just over and over and over. I listened to it and I just could not get them things down. Lord help me if I tried to do Pour Some Sugar on Me after that. Followed by Barracuda. Barracuda's alright, but got in other words. And then, of course, if you're unfamiliar with We Didn't Start the Fire, or even if you are familiar with it like I am, yeah, they're literally just naming things. And especially if you're not from the time and all those things happened, it's hard to know. It just sounds like they're saying sounds. You don't know what sounds like they are, they're just saying things. Or something like that, you know. Alright, see, I haven't been pushing this accent. I'm not doing it on purpose. In fact, I'd actually have to put a little bit of conscious thought into not doing the accent. Oh, now, honey, what is this? What is this accent? Is this Southern country? Oh, no. I'm not sure what accent this is. I think it's more of a Southern accent, but I guess it's just a soft Southern accent. It sounds like I'm trying to do a female Southern accent, but I'm not trying to. I'm just making it real soft. And I'm sure there is a name for this accent. Or at least multiple defining words to tell you what accent this is. Actually, is it more British than Southern? Is it? I think it is more British. It's hard to tell. But see, if I draw out my words, then it sounds like I'm doing a female Southern accent. Doesn't it? But if I carry up my tones, I don't know the names for accents, I'm sorry. But yes, if I do this, what I'm doing here, then of course it's more British. But I prefer the Southern version, even if it does sound more female. It is strange. But of course, in the morning, doing a Southern accent's real fun. In fact, I have a video of me doing a deep accent just for fun, you know. Because in the morning is when it's deepest. So if you want to show someone how deep your voice is, if it's not morning, then oh well. It can still be deep, like right now. It ain't morning. I can tell you that for sure. But it's still relatively deep, given I'm 16. And I've had pretty much the same voice for about a year. Seal lion, I don't know. Sea lion? Oh, well, box. Now I'm gonna have to look into that. Ah, brother. Governor. In Birmingham, there was a governor. Boo, boo, boo. Now we all did what we could do. I am really having a slow pace here. I have made practically no effort to walk fast. If I truly kept up that 15 to 16 minute pace, I would be nearly home by now. But I am not even halfway there. I'm only living on a prayer. Or rather, I wouldn't be living on a prayer if I weren't halfway there. Because if you are halfway there, then you're living on a prayer. Please take my hand. And we'll make it, I swear, but not very soon. I want to jog. Oh, I want to jog. See, when I want to jog, what happens is my thighs tense up in the front. I lean forward a little bit. I slow down, actually, as if I'm preparing. My breathing prepares to run. My heart beats faster. Sometimes I kick my legs out like this instead of typical walking. And I just get a little jumpy. And I want to sprint. I want to go fast. Gotta go fast. You're too slow. I just want to take off and I just want to, it's so tempting to just run. Just want to run. Oh, I love running fast. Oh, goodness. I want to run so bad. I want to run, as I have done many times. Resounding the words to I Want to Rock by Twisted Sister to make it I want to run because, dear Lord, do I want to run. Oh, goodness, I want to run. I want to run fast. I want to be speedy. I want to dash. I want to accelerate, but I know if I do, my feet will be in pain, my legs will be in pain, I'll be out of breath. Oh, but goodness, do I want to do it. I have talked about velocity before. I believe one of the walk and talks even had mentioned speed in the title. Oop, there's a lightning bug around here. Hold on, where is it? Oh, there it is, right there. Where'd it go? There. Moves fast. It's up there? No? I think it's on there. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right there. Somewhere around there. Oh, yep. There it is. I see it. Oh, it's moving. I can't see it. Oh, there it is. Over there. Can't see it. Darn it. He's foiling. Not fooling or fouling my plans, he's foiling my plans. Team Rocket gets foiled again. Ah. This is a fun spot. It's fun to just go to obscure places like these and sit down. Obviously, sitting down is most definitely not a 15-minute mile pace. Though you can move while sitting, but I wasn't. So the kind of sitting I was doing was a 0, or no, infinity minute per mile, because you'll never move. Unless perhaps, corrosion takes effect, winds and rain and stuff eventually shift you a mile after trillions of years. Who knows? Maybe a flood. So I guess there was a possibility it's not infinite, but you never know. I want to run so bad. Screw it. Alright, that's good. Don't hurt myself. But now I'll be out of breath. Darn it. Had to do it. There. 2 things I'm addicted to. One of them is classic rock, which I have described as my drug. I even made a short about it called Classic Rock is My Drug. And running. In fact, they're called adrenaline junkies because adrenaline is literally a drug. So, makes you feel good. And guess what gives you adrenaline? Running. And that is probably the most tempting thing for me. Nothing else tempts me quite as much as the desire to run, especially when you're given a straight line with a target at the end. It's just a designated flat path. Also, running uphill, I find it easier than walking uphill, so I always have the desire to run uphill. Oh, I love to run. The pain it causes me, but oh, I love it. Pick me up when I'm feeling blue. How about you? I cannot breathe. Well, I can breathe, actually. I'm breathing more than I usually do. Okay. We're good. Guess what we're gonna do. Oh. Okay. Peace. Quiet and calmness. If you've made it this far, then I think there's a high chance you're one of my loyal viewers. And especially if you would like this one, because I'm going down a path you've never seen. So it's more interesting. Jesus Christ, I thought that man was my shadow. That terrified the hell out of me. I was like, why is that shadow doing that? Oh my God, hold on. Alright. Okay, good for you. But yeah, dude, I thought he was my shadow, so I was like, why is he moving faster? And then he gained definition. I was like, oh my God, that's not a shadow, okay. Fooled me, person. Probably not intentionally, but you fooled me. Picking me up when I feel so down. You're picking me up when I feel blue. Yeah, how about you? Okay. My breathing is still more rapid than normal. But it's better, obviously. I can say longer sentences. I can say pneumonoultramicroscopic silicovolcaniconeosis and anti-disestablishmentarianism, but not very smoothly. And the government's true. Oh, Montgomery gonna do it. Oh. You know, I don't go down there very often. So, we'll take another detour, just like the last one, where you go and make a little loop around to where you were before. This one's just long.
Time, 1 hour, 12 minutes, 37 seconds. Distance, 4 miles. Average pace, 18:09 per mile.
Along to this. And if you haven't been, then go ahead. You have approximately 10 to 15 minutes to do 4.5 miles. Good luck. And you have to do it on foot. No scooters or bikes or cars or planes or boats. If you're on a boat, then what are you doing? Picking me up when I'm feeling blue. Now, how about you? The screeches of children are a fascinating thing. What brings them to do it? A feeling of excitement. The screeches should otherwise be reserved for danger, given the danger is lacking in their world, or at least so they think. There may not be predators, but there are still many dangers in the world you must be wary of, like crossing the street and getting hit by a car, which kids are not very good at avoiding, so that's one. But overall, in their lives, there's not a persistent threat of danger, so their screaming is reserved instead for minor dangers and their trivial activities, such as when they are playing tag and they nearly get tagged. They scream at the top of their lungs like a bat, destroying everyone's eardrums. Ooh, a cat. That rhymed with bat. Cat. Rat. Bat. Mat. You are approaching me. Oh, you're approaching me. Are you meowing too? Jotaro. I don't know the line, but you are weak against me. I will overpower you. Oh. You stood your ground. You're stronger than rest, but you are still too weak compared to my power. I will give you credit for your strength, though, directly approaching me and threatening me. You are a strong one. Hopefully soon we shall face and you will be near my power. I will still, of course, be the victor, but it will be a great battle. I foresee it. I cannot foresee this thing happening to you. How about you? I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning for you. And of course, once out of love, I thought it was a gas. Soon turned out, had a heart of glass. I love when that happens. The shadow the tree is making from the street lamp is moving around. Looks crazy. Would you mistrust love's left behind? Heart of Glass by Blondie. Fun song. Whoa, that looks cool. Once out of love, I thought it was divine. Pictures in doubt, loses my mind. I don't know the lyrics one to one. That's why it's on my playlist for learning lyrics. I have a gun. Dun, 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 dun. No, I don't have a gun. I have toy guns, but not a real one. You know what? While we're on this explorative, exploring, I don't know, adventure, I'll take you around to see the front. Why is that plant right in the entrance? Right, what? I know there's no sidewalk there, but come on. All right. Once that car goes by, I'll get on the sidewalk. It's better to walk on the sidewalk than not on the sidewalk. Taking a while to pass by there. Come on. Hurry up. All right, guess you're driving slow, which is safer. Tone down, had a heart of glass. I took you to all 3 entrances of the neighborhood today. Won't that be fun? Technically, there is one I didn't hit. Yeah, there's 5 entrances to the neighborhood in total, I'm pretty sure. And I'm gonna miss 2. Well, no, depending on how they do the path, I could get all but the last one. And where I did that first turnaround at the tennis courts, it was pretty close to that. So, obviously not going all the way back there. But I can take you to here, which is where the highway is, Highway 92. Mutual mistrust, love's left behind. Obviously, I'm not a female, so I'm not fit to sing that song. And I don't know if it's because I can't sing them, because I'm not a female, but I've fallen out of favor of many songs sung by them. I only have about like 6, maybe. You know, Love is a Battlefield, Heartbreaker, Barracuda, Heart of Glass, Magic Man, but all of them I just kind of stopped liking. I don't know if it's because like the music females make is just not my favorite anymore, but if I literally just can't sing them, I don't like that. I can hear all of those droplets falling, but they're not falling on me somehow. Oh my god. Which mistrust loves left behind. Obviously, it's a lot louder out here. It's a highway. I'll go out a little bit more. I'm not gonna get mugged, probably. Young man. Ooh. The road is clear. If you wanted to jaywalk this, which I'm not going to, this would be a good time. Pretty cool. A rare moment. Come to stay at the YMCA. I come to stay at the Young Men's Christian Association. I come to stay at the Young Men's Christian Association. I come to stay at the Young Men's Christian Association. I don't know the lyrics, and it's kinda gay. And it's sung by the village people. I think, yeah. Village people. Dang it, I wasn't fast enough. Wouldn't it be lovely to have a partner? Yes, it would. Come to stay at the... What's ironic is for how long I've traveled and for how much I've wandered off. Due to yesterday's walk and talk, it will not be the longest one. Ain't that funny? It will be up in the top of some of the longest, though. Probably second longest. Counting the time it takes to return to my abode. You know, one thing I'm not sure I've ever mentioned, though it is in writing. My biggest dream, the thing I get the most joy from fantasizing about, is comforting someone in my arms. As they weep to me and grieve, I hold them close in my embrace to comfort them. The cat just ran across that fence. To comfort them. It is quite simple, really, and something I'm sure many have done, though it is my greatest dream. A mix of physical touch, as some like to call it. I believe it's kind of a strange sounding term. Rather, someone's embrace, and me getting to comfort someone, and just joy, and to hug in general, which I want anyways. So yes, that is my greatest joy. Or rather, would be. Of course, here's a fun thing. People ask, what would your perfect day be? And they say, I'll go to the mall, and then I'll go here. But for me, that wouldn't really be possible. Because when you use the word perfect, almost optimal, then for someone who takes it literally, like I do, I would have to wake up at a specific time. I would have to have pre-day plans where I do my hair initially and take a sleeping pill or something where I perfectly am ready for the next day. I wake up and I optimally travel from place to place, given it has to be fast, probably through a jetpack, and have a person move around so I can transport from place to place faster than I would with a car. And then I'd have to do a specific amount of things in a specific amount of time, and trying to find the perfect amount to give me the peak happiness I could in one 24-hour day would just be absurdly difficult. So, and people ask me oh, what would be a perfect day? Not that I've really been asked that, but if I were to be asked that, or when I think about the question, or anything similar to it, it's oh, you can't be perfect, come on. I suppose the only day that could have no variation between it and would instantly give you, or at least me, eternal joy instantly, would be death. But obviously, when someone asks you your perfect day and you say dying, they would probably be very concerned. But it is true. If you wanted to have no concerns about anything mortal getting in the way, and you didn't want to plan for it to be perfectly peak optimal everything to the nanosecond, and you wanted the most perfect happiness you could ever have for the entire day, which would really be for the rest of your life, of course, or life, that would be death. Go to heaven. Couldn't get happier than that, can you? Ironic. The thing considered most feared by pretty much everyone. The thing that ends your cycle on this mortal realm. To atheists, it is the end of the line. To many, it's what they fear the most, because of all the things that could happen to them, death, that's what yours. That is the one thing that transport you, if you're saved, to the place where you will eternally be happy, and there will not be a single flaw, and you will have eternal joy. So, what is considered the worst thing is the passageway to the best thing. Isn't that funny? Why have I never thought about that before? Probably have, and I've forgotten about it. But that is quite the thing to ponder. The most terrible thing that can happen to someone is the greatest thing that can happen to them if they're saved. Isn't that funny? Isn't that not funny? In my opinion, I think it quite is. Of course, what we define as terrible is a human standard. Young man, I see a cat under the car, and over there, young man. There have been many cats along my journey, and I love to scare them away from me, because I find it funny. I find it funny. I love to scare the small beast away from their stand so that they may run and prance at the mice or something. That tree just sniped me with a water droplet. I'm on to you. You can't hide, Professor Adams. I know who you really are. Dr. Hyde. Bum, bum, bum. Or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yes, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Not Dr. Hyde and Mr. Jekyll. I've come to stay at the YMCA. I've come to stay at the YMCA. If I drag this video out a few minutes longer, it will breed my previous record, and breed is not a word, I don't know why I said that. Though apparently a way to show your grief in the Bible and any time back then was to beat your chest. And I was very confused when I was reading when Jesus carried his cross up in John, and it said women on the sides were grieving and mourning. I noticed a note and I wanted to know what the note was for. I clicked on it and it said beating their breasts, and I was immediately taken back, or taken aback, choose your choice. And I was like, what the hell? they were beating their breasts, and just what in heaven's name, quite literally, could that mean? So I did some research, and it is quite strange. Another thing they use is tearing their garments, which I find quite funny nowadays. If you are simply grieving for someone and you rip your shirt apart and then you rip your pants off and then you report it to the police for indecent exposure. Isn't it funny? Oh goodness, my neighbor got another car. Oh, he sure is something. A Nissan Versa? Really? Could do better than that, man. Come on. Ba-doop-boop-ba-doop-boop. Goldfish. Kawaii. I will drag it out just to beat the record. Oh, let's go to the entrances. So, I will miss only but one. Or only, yes, all but one. Not only but one. That does not make any sense at all. If you try to break that down, it's very confusing. Then again, unless you're using but as the sort of add-on thing. Sort of like, I miss only but one man. I don't know exactly how but is used in that situation. But I know it is a old English way to add emphasis or something like that. I don't know if it's grammatically required or just an emphasizer. Oh no, it was used. I want to do a cartwheel, but I did a lot of calisthenics today, so a cartwheel would probably hurt. Definitely not on my left hand, because my wrist kind of hurts a little bit. Super cute Japanese. How is you good, girls? I'm looking at you, girl. You're so original, girls. You got the look that makes you stand out. Now, what I'm about to say, I have said many, many, many times in my walk and talks. And by that, I probably mean 6, 7. Still a lot. This is going to increase the number by 1. If this video is still playing, there's a few scenarios which could be so. Also, this is one of the entrances, of course. The other one is right over here, as you may know. So, perhaps you are watching this with full attentiveness. If you are, congratulations. I don't know how bored you could be to be doing this. You're probably not getting much out of it. 2, it's sort of kind of playing in the background. You're not really paying attention to it. But if I do something sudden like that, oh my god, then it brings your attention to it. Who knows? That could be the case. Or it is really just playing in the background and you don't really know what's going on. It's just sound. Or you're not even in the room. It's just playing. The most likely scenario, based on analytics, is that it has simply ended. Or rather not ended, but you have cut it short. Of course, if you've cut it short, you do not get to hear. So, I suppose... Well, I can't even say, unless you cut it short just before I said this, I can't even say, you generated it so the data was still there, so I can say, screw you for cutting it short. But no, if you notice that little gray bar in front of the part where you're on the video, that's the part that is actually downloaded. So everything past that isn't actually there, so you haven't received that data, so I can't really say that. So I suppose to all those who did end it just before this part, and the gray bar did load it and did download this data, and it was ready to play for you, but you got away from it or paused it or something. Screw you for loading my data and not using it. What a wasteful person. My knees hurt. Technically, that is also an entrance over there. So, 6 in total, I believe. You got the look that makes you stand out. Alright, we have beaten the record. Let's return home now. Let's make the journey home. Back to a place of familiarity. Of course, we already are a place of familiarity. If you've watched my walk and talks, you've seen this place many, many, many times. The only thing kind of strange about me is the way I talk, I believe, is quite strange. Mainly the way I move my mouth. I'm not sure why, but I don't move it that much. In fact, I can talk pretty much completely not moving my lips at all. Except for certain sounds like M and B and P, or I have to collide my lips. I can really just talk. My mouth can remain in the same position. And I can talk with my mouth very, very close, which makes it very hard to read my lips. Because that's what it is, reading your lips. And if your lips don't move, then, it's hard to read them. Then again, lips don't lie, I suppose. By Akira. But aside from everything else on my face, I do think my talking is the weird part about me. Because my mouth just kind of sits there and doesn't move much. It is strange, isn't it? And on certain things like E, when your lip does that thing. If you look up Danny Blanco, No. What's his name? I think it's, oh, no, it's just Blanco, right. Not Danny Blanco, I don't know why I thought that. But look up Blanco, and you'll see his mouth really does that thing. But yeah, I think the weirdest part about my appearance is my talking. My lips move very weirdly. Bye. Well, of course, bye to that of you. You'll still be seeing me. I'm right here. Hi. Or hi. That's a weird movement, I'm pretty sure almost no one has done. Hold your hand out and do that. Very weird. Very, very weird. It's like you're hitting it down, it's more natural. You're just kind of shaking it like you're doing a zombie thing. Like, ooh, thriller, thrill, or a Monster Mash. I don't know which song does that thing. But doing it upwards, I don't know. It's like you're trying to summon a fireball. Fireball, ooh. Magic. Moon. Magic moon. Pinch. Whoosh. I have moved the moon. It is now there. It is much brighter now because it is closer as well. Now I shall grab the moon and whoosh, it is now over there again. Haha, I am a magic man. The song by Heart's Magic Man has amazing guitar. Come on home, girl, he said with a smile. You don't have to love me, let's get how I am, but try to understand. Another song sung by a female, and as a male I can't sing it, or it sounds bad. Come on home. Let us end on a pedestal which we have mounted occasionally in the ends of our videos when we need to rest. Most notably in my Walk and Talk 100, where I give a bunch of advice. I give a bunch of advice sitting on here. If you have made it this far and you really truly were paying attention, then congratulations. You know, something to my viewers. If you really have watched this far, and you really did pay attention to at least parts of it, I should hope. Thank you. If I got no views, I also wouldn't make these. They do act as a document which I can show people, but that's very rare, and I might never have to do that again. But I do this really to entertain and inform. Those are the two aspects behind this. If my videos did not tell you anything and you didn't talk to know, and they weren't entertaining, then why would you watch them? You wouldn't, I should hope. Many people do this in the form of trends. They do something everyone else has done, so it is not new and not learning anything. But people who have no mind find it entertaining. And if you don't, then you're just watching it because you're on a trend. Fear of missing out. But trends, what are they useful for? Nothing really. You just, they're just there. You want to be a part of them. Of course, humans are social creatures, so, you know, I believe it has some basis. If you're aware of what's going on, then you're more knowledgeable. But you have to differentiate between knowing a new policy at work you have to be aware of to not mess up and get fired, and people on TikTok are using this new filter. Wait, what are those two lights? Is that my camera? Is my camera broken here? What the hell? My camera isn't broken, is it? What? No, because it's shifting out of view. What? Can I zoom in on them? I can. Hold on. I think that is part of the camera. What in goodness name is that? Oh, okay, I can make it disappear. Nope, okay, I think the light has to contact it. Well, unfortunately, I think my camera has been damaged somehow. I don't know how that happened. But anyways, yes. The difference between an important trend and a non-important trend. It's good to differentiate them. Laser, wait, hold on. So it's about the reflection of the light. If I don't point it over there, then the light is, so it's about, the light has to come, oh wait, it's the two lights. It's the two lights of the two lights right there. So if I align the camera straight with it. Oh no, because now I'm going a bit above to go down a little bit. So the light is coming into the camera and bouncing off onto the glass, and then I think bouncing back into the camera. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Does it do with the moon? Oh my god, it does. How have I never noticed this? That little green dot. I think I've seen this effect before. That's interesting. Whoa, look at that one. Look how big that dot is. It almost looks like it's CGI'd. Like a Sims character. You're going down the street and then it goes out of view. Look at that cool, I don't know if you can even see that. I can, I'm pretty sure you can. Look at that, look how cool that is. Ooh, look, it's a dot on the sidewalk. Oh, here comes the dot. Oh, it's here now. Hi. So yes, trends. Some people have taken breaks from social media and found themselves to find much joy. When I stopped following Reddit, subreddits, and YouTube channels I didn't need, I did find myself to feel more empty, but that's because I was giving myself artificial joy. I made myself think, oh, that's the Big Dipper. Huh. But yeah, I made myself think that I needed that, and it was a sort of standard of fulfillment, like watching Phoenix SC every time we uploaded a video. But now, I don't need that. I don't need to know what's going to happen in a game I'm never going to play again. The only usefulness it provides to me is occasionally relating to someone when they mention something in conversation, but I don't need that. I could be spending that time just learning things. Where's Little Dipper? No. I know Little Dipper's typically over there. Where is it? Can't find Little Dipper. All I know is that's Big Dipper. Dipper from Gravity Falls. What should I say, really? What can I say with impact? The video I made called Writing is Weird, but you'd have to really focus to find out how the title is spelled. Similar to this topic, you're just finding words to say that you don't typically say to add impact. And what are you really doing there? You see, you're still viewing, aren't you? In fact, that's one thing I could do. Typically, I just talk as if I'm talking to an audience, whether there is one or not. But now I will talk with confidence. I say not to be confident in things you aren't confident in, and this is true. But I am confident. Now, this could be playing in the background, of course, but the only way this would actually be getting to someone is if they had some sort of attention towards it and they were understanding it. If they're playing this in the background, if you're just kind of hearing, so there's a sound going into your ears, it won't make a difference. I could say you are gay and you are stupid, and I could say you need a tree falling on you, but it's just sound, so you don't perceive it. The only ones who perceive it are the ones paying attention. So I can say with confidence that you are watching me. Not just a general audience, not just I'm saying this to my camera and someone might be watching it. You are indefinitely watching me. There is, without a doubt, a chance you are paying attention to me. You are understanding my words. You. And in fact, there are so little viewers. You may be the only one. Think about that. Look at the view count on this video. Typically ranges from about 2 views, maybe 0 to 20. You could potentially be the only one receiving this information and processing it. You. Yes, you. You. I don't know who you are. You could be one of my loyal viewers. You could be random. But you, indeed, you are watching this. I'm contacting you directly. There may be more than one, of course. I have to account for that. But I am contacting you directly. You are the one I'm talking to. You. I don't know your name. I'm going to assume you're a male, unless you're one of my friends in Discord. In that case, you're probably female. But I'm going to assume... Well, I won't assume. Assuming is bad. I get that trait from my father. Assumptions are not a good thing, typically. But I know you are watching this. And in case you're not looking at the screen, probably are, because you'd be paying attention by now, I am staring at you. So if you're not looking at the screen, look back. If you are, hello. And I could say with confidence, you are watching this. Isn't that fun? I feel it's personal. Especially, of course, I can't predict the future, and I don't know if you are watching this or not. Maybe no one is. But I know if you are seeing this, then there's indeed someone watching it. Little paradox, but I won't go into that. I've gone into that many times before. So I'm going to make a prediction, not an assumption, that there is a very low view count on this video. And in that, I'm going to assume you are the only one viewing this. So either there's no one viewing it, or you're viewing it. There may be more than one, of course, but I'm going to predict you are the only one. And I'm only predicting this, not because I predict that there will be a person watching this, but because I predict that it will be either none or one, maybe more. And if it's none, then none of it matters, so there's no point in saying it, and no one will hear this. But If it's not none, then I believe it's one. Sort of like the Monty Hall problem. Look that up if you want to know what I'm talking about. So I believe if someone is watching this, it is you, and you only. You are special. I don't know who you are. You are one of the 8.7 billion in the world. I don't know how many there are now. They're all estimates anyway, so it doesn't matter. But you are one of the many people in the world. And you're watching me. So, hello. Live long and prosper. You are unique in that you are watching me. And let's account for the fact that there are more than one. If there is more than one, let's take a second to think now. So if there's none, it doesn't matter. If there's one, hello, you're unique. You're special. Thank you for watching me. If there's more than one, you can assume and sort of communicate, even if you're out of sync in watching this, that there is someone else watching, or more than one. And you can think about those people and imagine, there's others seeing this. I wonder how they interpreted it. How did they think? We all think in different ways. You may not think that, but I have forced you to think that now because, thinking is a good thing. I have talked about that many times. Thinking is good. But if it is just you, hello. What much do I have to say to you? I don't have much to say to anyone, really. But of course, I do predict that this video will have very minimal views, and if any, it will last a couple minutes. And this will be nothing. I don't need to go into the entire tangent of where this video exists and data and how no one will interpret it but I don't need to go into all that, but yeah, okay, I'll explain the Monty Hall problem. I can't leave you hanging. So the Monty Hall problem is you pick 3 doors. One has a prize, 2 don't. So you pick one, and then the person opens the door and says, opens the door, of course, not with the prize, and says, do you want to change doors? So now, let's think of the outcomes. Let's say you picked one of the bad doors. He opened a bad door, which means, because there are 2 bad doors, the only other one is the good door. And obviously he cannot open the good door. If he opens the prize, then he just revealed it. But he has to open the bad door. But if you chose the right door, then he can open either of them. So, let's look at all the scenarios possible. Either you chose the prize, and he opens one of the other doors, changing his bad. You chose one of the bad ones, and the only other door is a prize. Or you chose the other bad one, and again, the only other door is the prize. You can watch a better explanation. That was just a very rough, quite bad explanation of the Monty Hall problem. But 2 out of the 3 scenarios, the other door is the prize. Shall I? Okay, I'll improve. Improving is always good. I don't want to leave with bad explanations. Always want to improve yourself. Always improve, as my channel banner says. So, 3 scenarios. Scenario 1. Let's organize it particularly. So, let's say there is prize, bad option 1, and bad option 2. So, let's say you pick prize. He opens one of the bad doors, and the other bad door is the bad door. You don't want to change. So, in that scenario, do not change. Scenario 2. You chose bad option 1. He opens bad option 2, which means the only other option is the prize. Or, scenario 3. You chose bad option 2, so he has to show you bad option 1 because he can't show you the prize. The only other door is the prize. So, either it's the prize, or another bad option. Which means you should always change if you want a high probability, because there is a 2 out of 3 chance that the other door does it. If he doesn't show you any door and he just says, are you sure that's the one you're going to pick after you pick one door, oh well, just stick with it. But otherwise, change.
Time, 1 hour, 44 minutes, 55 seconds. Distance, 5 miles. Average pace, 20:59 per mile.
It's a lot of miles, isn't it? One thing I should have been doing. I do know one thing about myself. I'm not a photographer of any sort. Well, I am. I do like taking pictures. But at least not selfies. I know from the bottom I am worse. Above, I am better. But of course, holding my phone up is a little weirder. It's not a natural angle. And from here, I can see the moon. But I do think I do look better from above. From below, anyone looks worse. This is just a rule of thumb. People who look better from below are strange, aren't they? Not strange. I don't want to call them strange. That'd be rude. And from front, I'm a little strange. I think my ears do go out a little bit. From the side, I don't know, on the side. You don't really see your side very often, do you? From the back, there's not much now, is there? You can probably barely hear me. Though you may notice I kind of need a haircut. Of course, I have glasses. From the top, there's just hair again. But I'll stop giving you angles that are useless. I think my best angle, and the only angle I've taken a picture, and I have one picture of myself, at least of my face, and that is where I'm either to the left or I'm to the side, and it's this. The lighting was kind of ideal. I don't look very good in pictures or on video, because I believe my talking is very strange. My opinion, but who cares? I said I believe, so that's, oh my goodness, 1 hour. Oh my goodness, we have reached the mark. A 1 hour walk and talk. That is a record. Very, very few of my videos have reached the 1 hour mark. Typically, they're the Minecraft Dungeons videos where I play for many hours. I think the longest has been like 5 hours or something. But aside from those, very few videos go past 1 hour. This is monumental. Monumental? What is a monumental moment? I don't know what I'm saying. That's not a word. Monumental? What is that? Oh my goodness. What am I saying? I wanna swing from the chandelier. Isn't it always tempting to just lift these up? Just one finger in and just whoosh. I think they're about 40 pounds-ish. Oops. Got my finger a little wet there. Anyways, I said I would return home a while ago, actually. And I've been out for a while, and I've walked 5 miles, and I barely feel it. Probably because my walking pace has been extremely slow. Remember, my original goal was just to walk home, but I've clearly done a lot more than that. For that sake, I could have just explored a little bit more. Could have showed you the final entrance, complete the saga. Oh well. So, God bless you. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. And as always, adios, mi amigos and amigos.